So imagine that we have gotten to a stage in Nigeria where WAEC candidates have to write their exams, have to take their exams at night. That's number one. Using torchlights after their papers had been delayed for 4 hours and they had to write their exams late into the night. So imagine that things are going from bad to worse. Everyone knows that things are quite bad in Nigeria, but to imagine and to have that reality now that things are going from that bad to worse, how worse can it get? In another story, students and teachers were injured as examination hall collapses during WAEC exam in Taraba. That is also around WAEC exams. Guys, how bad can things get before the people that are concerned, the authorities, get to fix things? Welcome to If You Ask Jimmy. Right. So guys, there's this story, not just a story, the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria right now, where WAEC candidates in Delta states had to take their exams at night. By the way, if you are yet to subscribe, kindly subscribe to my channel. Please click the subscribe button. Also click the notification bell so that when I upload a video, you'll be the first to get it. And also share this video because we are talking about something critical about ourselves, our children, Nigeria, our future, and our generation here. And please help me to grow this channel. Please kindly take a moment and click the subscribe button right now. Thank you very much for your support. Now, students of the Unity Modern School in Asaba, Delta State, were forced to write one of their 2025 West African Senior School Certificate Examination WASSCE papers late into the night using torchlights. That's after the paper had been delayed for 4 hours. It has been delayed during the day. There's this video that was circulating and it showed a chaotic scene where students were struggling to complete their exams in darkness due to the absence of electricity in the school. And this exam was scheduled for 2 p.m. It did not start until 6 p.m. And you can see that, let me show you this picture here. Okay, I think that picture is in another place entirely. You want people to write exam, you want to force them to write exam at night, and there is no provision. Even when WAEC exams are taken during the day, we know the implications, we know the consequences for the candidates. Guys, look at something here. This is the true situation of that exam, center. Imagine Nigeria, a land that is flowing with milk and honey, a land that prides itself as being the giant of Africa. Guys, how did we get here? This exam is not even free, for crying out loud. And this is this country where people are talking of computer-based exams, CBT, CBT. See what happened with JAMB recently. Are we even serious at all? Are we even ready? I asked in my video where on the JAMB issue, where there was a glitch and a lot of results were muddled up. I said, is it by force? It is okay that we want to catch up with the rest of the world concerning technology, but how is it if we accept our realities and do things according to our capacity? It's not that we can't do it. Even these exams, like I said, they are not free. These are paid for exams. These are exams that they charge the candidates to write, and usually the candidates are overcharged. And you know what? Nigeria, we have the population, so a lot of students are involved. I do not think there's any exam body that will not even be in the profit position in Nigeria. So it has gotten so bad. I wrote these exams about 37 years ago or thereabout. This is 2025. Yeah, exactly 37 years ago. And what exactly is the excuse for this particular situation? it is said that there was a leakage. Why I'm bringing in when I wrote these exams is that if exams got leaked 30 something years ago, I grew up to witness that situation. In those days, once exam leaks, they will cancel that paper, they will reschedule it, right? And they will make the candidates to write it on another day. I think that is just the logical thing to do. In those days, they could do that. Why is it a difficult thing? Why will you even make candidates to go into the hall at 6 p.m.? You are not even considering their security. And these are candidates that have been waiting for a whole day in frustration, because there's something that happens to the psychology of a candidate when you are waiting to do something. There's this eagerness, there's this readiness in you, and the moment things are not going well with the plan of the exam, it begins to affect the children, the students, the candidates psychologically. Why must WAEC write exams by night? Why must that exam is not by force? Even if there was a leakage, it is wickedness to just make those students to write that exam that day, that way. And I heard that these invigilators were even collecting papers from the candidates that they should go at a time that some of them had not finished. Tell me, how many of these candidates were prepared for this situation to the extent that they will be ready with the torchlight? Because the torchlight, I don't know how they got it. Mind you, this is a situation where they will not normally allow people to come in with their phones. Where did they get the torchlight? And did the torchlight, were they expecting this kind of thing? Did the torchlight go around? Mind you, this is going to mess up the results of a lot of students, a lot of candidates, and I'm very worried. Why? Because WAEC is messing them up, JAMB is messing them up. A lot of candidates are not going to be in school next session, not because of their own poor not because they are poor candidates, not because they are weak, but just because the exam bodies mess them up, both JAMB and WAEC. And when we talk about this can be a year lost. Opportunity once lost, they say, can never be regained. It can impact the destiny of these candidates forever, because there is a school plan, there is 6334, and it means some of their candidates will be ahead of them, and you don't even know what their situation in life will be at that time. They might not even be psychologically ready for that exam in the future, and some are even over prepared. And the more candidates prepare for exams, sometimes it makes them saturated, and they can't even focus on the current exam. What they could have scored an A in, some of them might end up getting a P or a C. And this is the same WAEC exam that people are writing in the town of Namnai in Taraba State, where it was said that teachers and students were injured because the examination hall collapsed. Taraba is one of the states that is under the, I think there was a lot of issue about kidnapping in Taraba State, over the time. Do you remember the case of these Chibok girls? It was around this exam period as well. And then the integrity of the exam hall is not even guaranteed. This is WAEC exam. Normally, if it was a school exam, we would say that the school students and the authorities are used to the school infrastructure already. But doesn't WAEC check the integrity of buildings that the children or the students will sit in? Usually they make them to sit in halls. It's only if the school don't have halls that they put them in classrooms, and it makes invigilation difficult and more complicated because of the logistics that surrounds it, right? It's very pathetic. Even in Kwara State, it was said that the exam took late hours, just the same way it happened in Asaba. They brought in WAEC papers at 6:50 p.m. in Kwara, and the exam started at 7 p.m. and ended at 8:25. And look at that. They are just frustrating these children. They are frustrating these otherwise very good students that would have made very brilliant grades. They are being frustrated. Anyway, there are calls that WAEC must cancel or reschedule these papers written at the night hours. One organization is saying that, and this organization is called Civic Awareness, Citizenship Civic Awareness Center, and I'm very proud of what they are doing, because the official of that center, Adeola Chueton, is someone I've mentioned so much on this channel. It's a very senior colleague in NANS in those days, and the days of Chueton in the late 80s, in the early 90s in unionism were days of defined activism at its finest. And this body is calling for the cancellation or the rescheduling of these exams. And he said that the center is saying the apology that is being rendered by WAEC is not acceptable, that is by the West African Examination Council, because these children, these two candidates are made to write. Let me say what Adeola Chueton said in a statement issued by the center's official Adeola Chueton. The group decried the inhuman conditions under which the students were forced to sit for the paper. The group demanded either a cancellation or an rescheduling of the affected exams, or a compensatory 20% score increase for the affected candidates. The apology tendered by the head of the Nigerian Office of WAEC, Amos Dangote, in respect of the midnight examinations conducted in some states is not enough. And I agree, it's not enough to compensate for the losses in marks, times, and comportment suffered by the candidates during the midnight exams, where the students were forced to write English language paper in darkness. You see, it's even English language, okay? And that makes it the more complicated, because English is it's a compulsory paper, whether you are a science student, you are an art student, or commercial student. I don't know which other category right now. And you don't want a lot of students now to miss admission into schools next year just because of the problem that happened, and this exam had to be written at night across different states. Well, this is showing a lot of error in our system. These are examination bodies. They are actually gateways to the future of these children and these candidates, and government should take it seriously, even though they are independent bodies, but they will still be under some kind of government regulation, and someone should be able to call these organizations to order. The JAMB registrar came out the other time and he was crying on video. I pitied the elderly man, because he had a very, very brilliant career as the vice chancellor of University of Ilorin, and that he is just one of the very respected professors in Nigeria. But that crying, to me, it doesn't solve the problem. People don't cry in other places or in other parts of the world to solve problems. They actually take action. JAMB is overpriced, the logistic is very, very poor, and they put a lot of people under. The logical thing, which I said on my video concerning that particular incident, is for JAMB to reschedule that exam, and for everybody, so that they can have level playing field. This one concerning WAEC, they should also reschedule it, cancel this paper, and let these children have a fresh opportunity to rewrite. It is English. English is key. The way our laws requires it in Nigeria for people to have English language. And I think our society needs to call ourselves to some kind of sober reflection, because of this is failure of our institutions. It's very embarrassing, it's very pathetic, it's very painful, and it's very, very disturbing that the destinies of innocent candidates, innocent children, innocent people who have a future ahead of them will be messed up by organizations that have a whole calendar year to prepare for these examinations. I hope something will be done, and this exam will be cancelled, and these students, these candidates, will be given another opportunity to sit for this same exam. And whatever is causing the leakage can be traced to the corruption in our system. It has been like that as it is in the beginning, so it is now, and we hope it won't carry into the future. If it was happening in our own days, 30-something, 38, 37, close to 40 years and more ago, by now one would think that it should have stopped, and we should have be able to find a solution to it. Guys, what is your opinion on this matter? What's your opinion? What do you think? Please let me know what you think in the comment section, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for your subscription. Please subscribe. Thank you for supporting my channel. Bye.